Keep watching Mid-Morning Show.
Thank you very much.
Smile.
Beautiful Wednesday morning here, and it is the last Wednesday of the month, which means, we are moving closer to Christmas every single day.
I really don't know your deal with Christmas because even you, girl, you're ready for Christmas.
I am ready for
You're
Christmas.
ready for Christmas.
I like Christmas. Yeah. I am Iman Gokadereli, and of course, the delectable Pelumi is here with me, right?
A beautiful morning to you. You're welcome to the show, Mid-Morning. And my name is Pelumi Asende. And as we all know, every last Wednesday of the month, it's either we have Bone of My Bones or we have a lounge where we talk about trending issues. But today, you're bringing in something different.
Spectacular.
You know, what if I told you Iman and I are twin?
We just don't look alike.
Exactly. We are not identical twins, but we aren't. Apparently, we are not. But
Yeah.
today, we're going to be having identical twin on the set with us. See, you should applaud us. You should applaud us.
I applaud us mentally.
So yeah, we're going to be having identical twin with us on set, and we're going to be x-raying their lives. We're going to be talking about a lot of things, and you know, it's going to be exciting time on the set today. So the first feature is going to be on twin. So let's have it and ensure that you enjoy it.
Just one child. Some defy the norm and bring to life more than one bundle of joy, as newborn are often. Pregnancies results in the birth of just one child. Some defy the norm and bring to life more than one bundle of joy, as newborn are often called. The fact that the birth of twins is rare and unusual makes them an interesting and favorite subject of myths, folktales, and drama, bonded by a connection that goes back to their time together. Deities, depending on the society in which they were born. Modern science tells us that there are two types of twins. The monozygotic or identical twins, developed from one zygote which splits and forms two embryos, and the dizygotic or fraternal twins, developed from two separate eggs, with each egg fertilized by its own sperm cell. Although around 2 in 3 sets of twins are fraternal, the biological mechanism that prompts the single fertilized egg to split into two remains a mystery. Approximately 1/4 of identical twins are mirror images of each other, which means that the right side of one child matches the left side of their twin. These babies will no more be alike than siblings born at separate times. Twins are more or less equally likely to be female or male. That is, they can either be the same sex or different sexes. Contrary to the popular belief, the incidence of twins do not skip generations. There are factors that increase the odds of having twins. They include the age of the mother, the number of previous pregnancies, race, assisted reproductive techniques, and the most common, hereditary. Sir Francis Galton, an English Victorian-era sociologist, psychologist, anthropologist, and protogeneticist, in his research, was puzzled that all twins were not alike relating to their personality trait. He noticed that while one was more vigorous, fearless, and energetic, the other was often gentle, clingy, and timid. or while one was more ardent, the other was more calm and placid. While one was more independent, original, and self-contained, the other was more generous, hasty, and vivacious. However, other scientists discovered that if a trait is common within an identical twin, then it is considered to be inherited and therefore of genetic origin. But if it is not, it is considered to be environmental in origin, a phenomenon Galton identified to be nature and nurture respectively, noting that no matter how plausible it may seem that individuals inherit traits of intellectual aptitude from their parents, the success of an individual can always be attributed to the education and experience that the individual received throughout his or her life. In his research, also says that most identical twins have identical hair and eye color and were similar in width, height, strength, and vocal intonation, and can be easily confused by other people. Galton also mentioned that with all the similarities, there always seems to be a difference of expression that identifies one twin from another. He concluded that nature has a larger effect than nurture on the development of twins. Ishoku, a small town now merged as a sub-area of the present Oyo town, was assumed to be the source of the first known Ibeji in Nigeria, at least among the Yoruba. For this reason, twins are praised Ejire Ara Ishoku, meaning the two strange births from Ishoku. Based on the doctrines and belief of the Yoruba, the first of the twins to come out on the day of delivery is not the elder, irrespective of the fact that he or she was born first. Rather, the second born is regarded as the elder and is believed to have sent the former ahead as a forerunner. To reflect this belief that the second child must have sent the firstborn to come out first to see if the world is okay for the two of them, seen as a sign of authority of the second over the first one. The second born is called Kehinde, a short form of Kehinde Gbaegbon, meaning and the last is actually the older of the two, while the firstborn is called Taiwo, Taye, Taye Lolu, or Tai, meaning forerunner. Like most of the tribes in Nigeria, particularly Igbo and Ibibio, multiple births were considered evil or abnormal, and those children were killed. Yoruba history of killing twins was equal to every tribe in West Africa, and Richard Landa said it was the practice of the 1700s. There were two versions as to why the primitive killing stopped. One was associated with the other of King Ajaka, the brother of King Shango, the god of thunder, who abolished the killing of twins after his wife gave birth to twins. He carved the first known effigies of twins known as Ere Ibeji, which is why most of the shrines of Shango till today are often graced with effigies of Ibeji, and they are called Sons of Thunder. The second version says that the Efik people of Calabar often abandon twin babies in the bush, but Mary Slessor, a Christian missionary from Scotland, adopted all the abandoned babies she found and cared for them in the mission house. She successfully stopped the killing of twins in Calabar after so many obstacles fighting for women's rights and against the practice of infanticide. She abolished the barbaric tradition of Calabar and saved hundreds of twin babies from death. Today, Mary Slessor is known worldwide and her legacy is remembered all over Nigeria and Scotland. Traditionally, after the birth of twins and through their childhood, their mother, in most cases, is required to dance in the public or in the marketplace, accompanied by a drummer to sing the praises of the twins. Sometimes, it is said that they request a yearly celebration with palm oil and local beans called Ewa Ibeji. Mothers are most likely able to distinguish between twins, irrespective of the fact that the similarities that differentiate one from the other are more common during their youth. However, twins also become easier to distinguish as they mature into adulthood, especially when they are raised in different environments. Twins often succeed in intentionally misleading people about their identity on account of their similarities. Whether children come as singleton, twins, triplets, quadruplets, quintuplets, sextuplets, septuplets, octuplets, or nonuplets, like all other children, they are precious gifts from God and should be cherished and cared for.
Yes, that's an extensive one on twin. And before we took that feature, we already told you that the last Wednesday of every month, we have Burn of My Bones, and as well we have a lounge. But today, I'll still say they are Burn of My Bones.
Yes.
Because right from the womb, they've been sharing a particular bone together. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Saz, you're welcome
Good
to
morning, ma.
the mid-morning show. We have Mr. Taiwo Oyedele Oguntoye and Mr. Kehinde Oludele Oguntoye. You're welcome once again. Oladele. Oh, all right. Apologies for that.
Thank you so much.
So yeah, you're welcome to the show.
Thanks so much.
And firstly, I love your attire. You're looking gorgeous.
Thank
You're
you so
looking
much.
dandy. And so is Taiwo, is Kehinde? I think I mislisted already.
Yeah, I'm Kehinde, is Taiwo.
Oh, okay.
He's my
Taiwo
younger
is
brother.
chubby.
Oh, yeah.
So what's the best part of being a twin?
Well, you see, twins are unique being. When we're talking about culturally, Yoruba believe they are Obama. That is, if you have twins, if you give back to twins, you are like mini gods. Yes. It's only twins that has name all the way from heaven.
Okay.
Like yours, you are being given
Exactly,
name.
yeah.
But ours is Ejire,
All right,
Bichi,
so
Baba Bichi. So right from our before we were born, or right
At birth.
at birth, our parents were given that name. So it's an attachment. So twins are unique.
okay. So what benefits would you say you've enjoyed being a twin?
Wow. Okay.
Being a twin is unique, as he has said, and benefits are just they are so enormous that you cannot even fathom. Like being a twin, the attractions. Like now, you attract people to you. As you're attracting people to you, you're attracting goodness to yourself, and you're attracting it to your parents too. And there's a natural fame that comes with twins. Like when people do weddings, the prayers they do give give everybody at his wedding is you give her to twins.
BBG.
Yeah, they'll pray that you give her to twins. So it's a kind of multiple blessing, multiple facets. So, and as he has said, like when you are twin, you are just uncommon. Like when the other people of little, but like maybe like you, for instance, that you are singing, and it is the placenta that follows you to the world. But me, a child followed me to the world. So that uniqueness attract a lot of benefits, and and when even there's stages whereby a guy that comes to any house at some age, they look at him like a miscreant or stuff like that. But when you're a twin, they will respect you, irrespective of any time you come into any environment. Even while driving, police will give you salutes and stuff like that.
Wow, plenty.
That's nice.
So they accord you respect.
Need I say that this particular set of sewing, they are well traveled, and we acknowledge that as well.
Yeah.
So let's go down memory lane. Growing up, how was it like?
Wow, growing up is fantastic, honestly. To have Taiwo as my brother is very, very interesting, right from birth.
Where did you grow up?
We grew up in Ibadan.
Ibadan. Okay.
We are from Ibadan, indigenous of Ibadan.
Wow.
Made in Ibadan too.
Yeah, made in Ibadan. Like the local government.
Okay.
Our great-grandfather, the status that is in Mako, that's a dairy law compound. So we are born from Ibadan.
Okay.
Like I said, growing up with him is very, very interesting. Although we are giving birth at Osun State. There's a town called Olupono after Iwu.
Okay.
So a day we have been giving birth. The second day we travel to Ibadan. Our parents. So we've been traveling from birth together. So then they gave birth to us on Tuesday. We traveled on Wednesday down to Ibadan. So we've been experiencing the roads together right from birth.
Wow, the next day you were giving birth to
Yes, yes.
your mom had to travel.
Yes, they have to bring us back to Ibadan.
Wow.
Because our dad works in Ibadan. And our mom she's from Osun State. And our dad is from Oyo State. Though our dad is a military man. Soldier, sir. So, like I'm saying, we went to the same secondary school here in Ibadan. Command Children's School, Mokola, Ibadan. We went to the same secondary school. Right in primary school, he was the senior prefect. I was the band prefect. When we were in secondary school, he was also the senior prefect. I was the labor prefect and library prefect, two combination. After secondary school, we went to St. Gabriel Secondary School, Commercial School, Mokola in Ibadan too. After that, we proceeded to more plantation in Apata. I read animal health and agricultural animal production. He read agric engineering. He also was the vice president then too. After going to more plantation, we proceeded to the first and the best university in Nigeria. I'm sure you know that, University of Ibadan, where we read wildlife and ecotourism. Why are you smiling, right? Where we read wildlife and ecotourism management. And with that, we have a lot of professional certificates together. What I'm driving at is that we started together, we moved together, we live together, we live together.
Wow. Okay. How were you guys able to navigate your friendship from primary to secondary to tertiary?
Yes. Being a twin is a kind of innate bond.
Okay.
It's not a bond that you meet on heart. You came with it on heart because we have spent a lot of time together inside the womb, and that has increased the bonding, and it's like the uniqueness is there. So it is not that difficult for you to see twin doing things together.
Exactly.
Basically, it's now becoming a norm, and it's becoming a culture. Or like you say, twins, they stay together, live together, and and the irony of it is the percentage of twins that can survive without each other is not that much. Most especially the one that have a strong bonding. So definitely we have always been together, and I think that is also part of the thing that contributed to what we do as a tourism professional and stuff like that. We have been almost all our life together. We have always been together. And we travel together. We do a lot of things together, almost everything together.
Yeah, but what about your friendship with other people? Do you guys have the same circle of friends, or do you have different circle of friends?
Yeah, of course. If you are a friend of mine, definitely you also be his own friends too. So we mingle with each other, both the males and the female. There's no how you'll be his friend, you won't be my friend.
So you don't have different.
Yeah, because
not
it's just on
something
rare
common,
occasions whereby you can see me without him. So we're always
We're always
together.
together.
So
So
definitely,
definitely-
if you are friends to us, you are friends together, and if you are enemy, you are enemy together.
we don't have any.
Okay, so how do you know the fact that we have twins? They'll say that one will be the soft version, while the other one will be the one throwing tantrums and causing kasala. Everyone know now. So who does that?
You know, like
Honestly.
it's about you know, as an engineer, I'll tell you, the efficiency of a machine is not 100%.
Of course.
So definitely, even irrespective of the level of similarities among twins, there are still differences. So and that is the gift of nature. So definitely, I'm a little bit more calm than he is, and you know, that has to do with taking it advantageous in the kind of things we do. When it has to be a lot of things that you have to voice out, there are some things we allow him to do for his own strengths and for my own strengths too. So in terms of when you're talking about being calm, I'm more calmer than him.
When he said he's more calm, I'm trying to look at the screen and see his face, because a lot of people, when you see Taiwo's face, you're like, this one is more boy, he's a very gentle guy. When you look at my own, you see like, this one is more calm.
Exactly.
But I don't take nonsense. I don't tolerate, you know, you just have to upward, just say it at his heart. If you make any mistake, I'm going to tell you, no, what you did is very, very wrong. So I'll correct you. So he is of gentle type, and I'm of semi-gentle too.
Yeah, so I know no matter how deep the bond is, there will always be disagreements.
Yes,
So
definitely.
how do you guys navigate through that?
No, when growing up, there's stuff like there's a kind of unhealthy competition among twins when growing up, and that is a kind of thing that is like with age and maturity you overcome it. When we are younger, we combat or do combats and stuff, but now it's just the kind of maturity. You talk it out, you kind of explain each other. The person with the superior argument wins the race. So we disagree to agree and we agree also to go otherwise too. So it depends on the benefit and what is at stake. So you kind of maturity makes things much easier. Like when you're raising a child in the home, the chances of him getting another child is like maybe the next compound or the next family. But when you are coming together, you are having everything together. You are competing to eat food together, to play at the same time and so on. So there will definitely be disagreement, even the teeth and the tongue. They do raise at times. So when growing up, you have to go combating physical stuff, but now as maturity has
So
come,
you were always
Can
doing.
you give
Not
us one
always.
scenario?
Not
One
always.
scenario. I just need one scenario of what happened when you guys were combating. Why you combating?
Right from part, actually, like you said, we're always together. When you disagree, there's a tendency of you to raise your voice to each other, or maybe a kind of a tapping. So that's what he's trying to.
It's not that it's gonna attack like that. Tell yourself,
there will be a kind of,
altercation
activities,
and stuff like
just
that.
a kind of, you can just stop. Just come to your senses. That's what he's trying to say. So for ours, we disagree and we agree.
Okay, this question for Mr. Kehinde. Growing up, I don't know if you had siblings. You had siblings. Are they also twin?
No. We only have this.
Just finish the pressure.
So growing up, it's as though parents sometimes they have preference for. They say this is I like Taiwo, I like Kehinde. Did you experience any of that?
In our own case, coincidentally, I go after my dad. He go after mom.
Okay.
Our dad and mom, they love us each other equally. there's no preference that this Taiwo is from me and Ken is from me. Though you know there's some behavior you behave and your dad will say, mommy. There's a behavior you behave and say, yairi. You understand the kind of logic. So in our own side, both parents, they took us like we're one, not as different entity. And you talked about our siblings. Unfortunately, we were 7. We had an elderly, our auntie, who happens to be the firstborn. We have 2 before us. We have 2 after us. They are no more. So we are just 3. So.
Wow.
So, like, the sibling, there's kind of sibling love within the family. It's just a nuclear family of where there's love. So it's not about talking about Taiwo Kehinde. You're talking about the twins. So that's the way we grew up together with the family, and so there's this sibling love among us. So there's no division, or discrimination. From parent and from sibling, no. So our elderly sister is so loving.
Very kind.
Yeah,
so you grew up wearing the same clothes?
Yes. Everything is same.
Everything
is same. A to Z. You understand what I mean?
A to Z. So that's the
same.
Saying A to Z, do you mean even with your wives? I don't know if you're married.
We are
married. So, but the soon get married, the lady in prospect, or the ladies in prospect.
Are they twins?
Exactly.
Don't let them you like
that.
Don't let us go that way.
I actually want to go that way.
When the times come,
very soon. In the kind of few weeks or so, like a month or so, they will be on view. So definitely, we don't get to know.
Okay, so there have never been a time that you guys have been separated?
No, maybe I cannot really remember that.
We travel together.
Even in school? I mean, okay, what about your schedules?
No, just explain to you. In our school,
for instance,
when we were in more plantation.
Yeah.
I read animal health and production technology.
Yeah.
Is agric engineering. The department is not together. So I could say few minutes, few seconds, some few hours we separated within that space. But we'll definitely reconnect to each other and gist and go home and be together back too. But there's no time maybe Ita will travel to Lagos, I will not be in Ibadan. Doing what? Or you travel to USA, I will not be in Nigeria. Doing what? No, we have to go together.
Wow. Okay, so aside the fact that you do things together, you know, as an individual, you'd have this personal thought of, I would have loved to be a soldier. You said soldier started your dad the other time, and he said you look like him. So maybe there was a time you felt like, I would have been a soldier, or because of Kehinde or because of Tai, let me just stick to our tourism.
You know, like
profession.
that was what he was trying to say the other time. When we started, I have love for engineering because I was so good at mathematics, calculation, and stuff like that. And though we're both science students, so my love for engineering, calculation, and stuff like that, he was not that good in mathematics.
I'm not good at maths.
So then our love, like I was grooming to be an engineer. He was going to be on the medical line of agriculture. But when we realized our vision and our mission in life, we have to come together. And that was like circumstances bring us together to come back to tourism. And you know, like, and that is where we have always been doing things together. So when we talk about the industry, the tourism industry, we have to there's some aspects that I handle, he handles some aspects. So we have to demarcate some responsibility, but to achieve the same and common goal. So I think that was the only time I could say maybe someone we're having different vision at that period. But when we now harmonize it together and we're comparative advantage, this is what can fly.
Okay, so what propelled you into tourism?
It's a long story. You know, like he has said it, we maybe consciously or unconsciously, we started tourism right from birth. Because when we were when mom was having us in his womb, she do travel from Ibadan to Olupono. Then she was
Osun State,
teaching in Olupono, that's in Osun State. And when she gave birth to us at maternity center, Olupono. So and we have to travel back to Ibadan within 2 days, and that has propelled us into traveling. And we like adventure and stuff like that. And when it was time, after we finished our first degree at More Plantation, then we needed to go further education and stuff like that. And we had opportunity of going out of the country to study.
Okay.
But there were a lot of circumstances then that we had a lot of things that was prepared. But so there was a kind of thing, some incident happened then that couldn't allow us to go. So instead of that, we are like thinking like, no, instead of going there like that, we can go there and they will celebrate us there. And that was why we're like, okay, tourism was just thriving then and then we put it together. Though even right from secondary school, we do coordinate excursions.
Oh, wow.
Excursions for even why we never knew what tourism really means. So from there, we now begin to like, we can do this. And being a twin too, we're like, okay, let us take advantage of our being twin instead of seeing that twin as a liability. Because like people that give birth to twins are not the people that get wealth. Percentage of people that are wealthy that have twins are very minimal. It's those people that God wants to bless, that God gives twins to. So irrespective of the economic situation.
But they say that twins, when you're coming, you carry.
Yes, that's it. That's what we're here. That's what we're here. Yes, people. So many people don't know our parents, but through us now they knew our parents. So that is what the philosophy of twinning, and that is why we crave that twins tourism. That you can use twins to drive tourism, and that is why you can use twins to drive tourism, and that can make a destination famous. So that is it. So when you are talking about twin is not like they are not people that you use as a tools of begging. They are advantages you can make use and utilize twins that could be of economic benefit to the parents. And like our forefathers, when they say Wole Alakisa, Sole Alakisa, because no, there's no street that you have twins that they are not going to be special. So people will just want to bless them. And that's it. Okay. So I wouldn't know, maybe you will transfer to our account before we go.
Let me just add to what he just said. Like he said, when we were in secondary school, we started traveling and organizing. When we were in More Plantation, we were the first person. I think we took about 74 people plus two lecturers to Ghana.
Wow.
That was the first trip. And it's a kind of history in that college.
Who inspired you to take that kind of step?
Like,
we like doing things unique. When people are going this way, let's go to this route. Majority, the kind of traveling they normally do then, I'm talking of 2003. The kind of travel school normally do there is within Nigeria. We just thought of it, let's go outside. A lot of students will want to plug into that. Going to outside Nigeria for the first time, I'm going to abroad. Ghana is abroad then. You pass through some.
But you went to road.
Yeah, you went to road. That's what I'm saying. I'm just talking about the coordination and the interest of the student. International. Without international passport, you travel to Ghana, you travel. So we organized that. We went with 2 lecturers from that school, and everybody was like, wow, we spent a week. And then, the exchange rate was not too bad. Then, with eating full chicken at the rate of 200 naira. Then, so it was very, very interesting people killed that. Those guys will be useful in another thing.
It has to do with creativity and innovations. I can remember then, even to go to Ghana on your own, you have to spend about 15,000 or 10,000. Then we told the student that we're going to make it the cheapest, and I think we did like 3,800 or so.
Wow.
Then, and how did we do that? That was leveraging. When as a student you have to be creative. Okay, we went to challenge bus stop.
Yeah.
Where people those buses that apply Lagos.
Okay.
We went for neat ones, like 4 of them.
Those drivers.
And I think then they usually deliver maybe 5,000 per day.
Oh.
And they would, they would give their, and I told them, come, we are taking you to Ghana for 5 days.
We're gonna
we are going to foil your car,
and
we're going to give you 13,000 per day. So, and everybody just called the owner. The owner, this is and I was like, go for it now, because you are not going to be driving around.
Exactly.
You're just taking them to Ghana. You are going to relax
there.
and we got about 5 vehicles that was interested in the deal, and about another 5 were on standby. That in case if you need more.
So
and I was leveraging, and the fuel was not that expensive, and stuff that we were able to leverage the journey, and it was really fantastic. So it's the art of creativity, innovation, and leveraging on opportunities around.
Okay, so as a Nigerian youth, how do you maintain work and life? Like, how do you that balance, a healthy relationship between your work and life balance and relationship? But we're going to have this right after this break. We're going to have that conversation after this break.
The issue of governance is the problem. Poor governance. And when the youth are looking at people who are supposed to lead by example, not lead by example, discourages them. Most of them are doing Yahoo because they see that, okay, after going to school now, what next? Well, look at the job. Let me just find my way. But still, any youth who still want to be true to himself, everybody decide to struggle. When they get, you cannot get yourself. When the system cannot accommodate you, try. If everybody is educated, look at the university system being closed down. It's affect the youth. It's affect the psychology. It's affect the way they behave. Some of the girls in the university are afraid to go and marry. Because they see that after going to school, now what next? They should go and learn work. Some of them say to go and learn work and just go about school, and it's not good. And this university, there is a system that will build a nation. Because you got to talk of human capital development. Who are the people who can promote human capital development? University, Institute of Learning. But today, our universities are closed down, and the government is not doing enough to settle the matter. And to be able to stand firm, the process now, look at the way the youth are pursuing PVC now. This is never happened in this Nigeria. I mean, let's say election will determine where Nigeria is going. There'll be a new Nigeria by this election, because most youth now are involved. They have interest in selecting who will rule them. So that's why there's high rate of demand for PVC. Now, use all you are involved get the PVC, which never happened in the Nigerian history. So for you to be like, elderly should go and vote. So what is happening now? Everybody is conscious of what is happening now. And by this year, the election of this year will take a new dimension. Youths want to take over the election issue. I want to make sure they are involved and decide who will rule them. Whether we can have a new Nigeria, whether Nigeria can give you the parliament to strive. You can't put the university system down and think that the youth will be able to do the needful. This is the place where, look at you and I, same thing. This is the place where we produce people who lead this country. Who put this in place? That is what they call human capital development. If you build structures without developing human beings, you are going nowhere. So that is the major problem. The youth are good, but the environment is not encouraging for them to showcase what they have. Youth has a lot to do. By not involving in thuggery and in terms of election, avoiding vote buying, or be having your PVCs with you when it's time for elections, doing away with ethnicity or religion difference, you know your rights, exercise your franchise wisely, and the nation will develop. Basically, when it talks about nation building, youth development, peace building in the whole of, for instance, Nigeria, let me put that. I just want to quickly say this. Nigeria, the average age in Nigeria is about 19.1 years, and it's something big. So it means that the average age in Nigeria is even under the categorization of youth, which makes it even interesting. And in the research, when you look at this, the whole population is young. And if they refuse to contribute to the development, then Nigeria itself is dying because it's a young population. So I believe that the youth now, or youth, I'm inclusive anyway,
we have so much to do when it comes to harnessing things like technology to actually make development work, promoting peace, making sure that we have very good security by making use of our time, for instance, instead of joining so many irresponsible organization. When I mean irresponsible organization, now cultism also comes into this category, where people just kill and then sentence people to death untimely. So I think youths are so much integral to the development of not just Nigeria but Africa as a whole. Before now, youths do not really count when it comes to Nigeria election. But from INEC map, I think youths will definitely count this time around. And God willing, if as we stay on strike, I think there will be lots of things to be seen among the youth. But beyond that, I think that there are so many things youth will actually do when it comes to voting. They will consider so many things. I will not campaign for anybody here, but of course, many of them are actually looking forward to that time. And it's that time where people took the things that is necessary, their voter's card, their weapon. So for 2023, I think they will be the determinants.
A youth can help in developing the country in so many diverse ways. Like, when a youth know his or her responsibility in the society, that's number one thing in knowing how you can go about developing your country, knowing the right things to do, going to school, taking full responsibility about yourself.
There's this popular saying that used to say that youth are the future of the generation. That is, they are the backbone of the nation. So one way is a youth can actually contribute to nation building by volunteering. For example, now volunteering is simply like contributing to community development, because they actually have the strength now to actually do some of those that they contribute to activities that actually help in nation unity, community building, and other activities that actually enhance nation unity.
The youth, they are very good in scientific.
All right, welcome back, and that was a Vox Pop on Nigerian youth and nation building. How are you building the nation in your own little way that you have, in your own little capacity? We still have our guests, Mr. Taiwo OGUNTOYE and Mr. Kehinde OGUNTOYE. And before we went on that break, I asked the question. I said, how do you maintain a healthy work-life balance?
Yes, like the nature of our
being a
job,
Nigerian youth.
Being a Nigerian youth, you have to be conscious of what you do. Like what we do, because we move around a lot.
Okay.
What we do is like every day, we do 2 hours work in the morning. That's the first thing we do. 5 to 7 a.m. every day, except Sundays because of church service. So we jog and walk around the estate and about 2 hours. So, but because we don't want any distraction. He has his own routes. I have my own routes. So we come back to the house at the same time. So as a young person and as a Nigerian youth, you have to be conscious of yourself. You have to protect your health. You have to be conscious of the environment, because we are also environmentalists. You have to contribute sustainably to the environment, and you have to. You cannot see us polluting the environment. You cannot see us just drop anything on the environment. Whatever we can do in other people's country, we do it in our country too. So we live by examples. So as a young person, you have to see the nation as your own. You own the nation yourself, because like that is what you can preach, because we are ambassadors. Everywhere we go, we showcase the culture of Nigeria, the culture of Ibadan, culture of your state. So that's it. As a young person, you have to see yourself as a part of the project Nigeria.
Showcasing your culture means that when you get there, you ask for amala.
Of course, that's a favorite food.
What if they don't have amala?
Exactly.
Actually,
let me tell you this
Okay.
thing. When we're in United States of America, USA, there's a restaurant there. We normally visit amala joints because we want to eat amala. They have fried rice, they have all sorts of meal that they can offer us. Not that we don't normally eat that, but we prefer, we remember home. And remember that amala, bono, and they offer us and we eat that amala.
But I have to ask, is it the same taste, you know?
Yes, it's the same because like most, like, you know, like now Nigeria has exported a lot of professionals to the diaspora. So when you are eating, even when you are eating amala in US, it's like
Just
the
like
same
you
thing
are
you are
eating
eating amala at
amala in
home.
Ojaba.
Only the only difference is just like with 1,500, I can eat a lot of amala.
No,
in
that
but
one is
then
dollar.
you know, like in dollar, you know, the
Definitely.
exchange rate you have to pay more. But it's usually unique because most especially even when we travel to African countries, part of the package is like the last day or few days to our living, they are taking us to Nigerian restaurants. And Nigerians are doing fantastically well in all part of the world. At least we have never been to any country that we've not seen Nigerian restaurants. The only place we have not seen that it was in China. And China is just because the part of China we do go, that's Mujiang. You can barely see any black person there. In fact, we are the first twins in Africa to be celebrated by that country in China. So we are the first twins to have visited that place there. So you look at, so Nigeria culture is so wonderful that you have to, like, as Omo Badona, you look for amala.
And that China, not that they do not have
Amala.
but when next time
we look for like.
Okay. So aside the fact that you love traveling, what other hobbies do you have?
Yeah, we love driving. As a chief driver, as a pilot. I also drive too.
Okay.
We love listening to good music, gospel music, and of course Fuji too.
And you know, because we are also broadcasters too, so we love talking.
too.
So that's it.
So nobody plays instruments.
No.
You don't have any.
Instrument.
You don't have any flair for music.
We have
aside
flair for
aside listening to
Yeah,
it.
listening. That's
we
what
can
we
sing.
we don't do it professionally. It's just
We
like
have trainings that do sing, but you know, everybody has his own path that is trending. You know, on our own, we do talk. We talk. We have some that they do sing. And they sing, and they are singing very, very
and
well.
some are gifted
dancers.
to dancing, and some are gifted in writing. So they're kind of, when you're talking about gift, talent, and skills, there are different areas.
So in our own, we love traveling, we love driving, we love talking, we love dancing, listening to good music.
What about sports?
Of course,
Sports. Why don't we jog around? But
jog
you know,
around,
but
we play basketball, baby ball, we
because
play
of the heights
football,
then.
You know, we have heights now.
All right. So you know, with Nigerian culture, Nigerian tradition, we have a special tradition. I don't know. We hear of it. I don't know if it's a myth. We have a special tradition for twins. So in your own part, do you have any? Is there any tradition that they actually tell you that, okay, Taiwo, you must not do this, Kehinde, you must not do this, or both of you must not do this?
Culturally, you know, there are two aspects of training. We have the cultural aspects and the spiritual aspects.
Okay.
You know, like culturally, as a twin, you have to like we have talked about it the other time, the bonding. So culturally, we bond together. But you know, traditionally, there are some things that they give, like, because of the traditional, the spiritual aspect that people practice. But generally, as a Yoruba person, there are cuisines that are known to be a kind of thing that helps twins. Cuisines like beans, sugarcane, adun, and the rest like that, the byproduct of protein. And you know, the uniqueness of that is like, you know, in the wisdom of our forefathers. Twins, because they share a lot of things in the womb. So they will definitely need proteinous food to grow. So, but the uniquely of stuff of twinning is like, you know, that cultural aspect that makes you happy when you see other twin happy. And that was one of the things why we created World Twins Festival. The festival that celebrates the uniqueness of twinning.
But I think that's subject to Igbora people.
Yes, we.
But you're not from Igbora.
Yes, that definitely. But we initiated it. Definitely, we don't have to be from Igbora for us to develop products for Igbora. You know, World Twins Festival actually started from Ibadan. Then after a while, we created that niche. That's the twins pilgrimage. People go to Mecca, people go to Medina. So it's a kind of tourism product for us to expose that uniqueness in Oyo State. And that is why we are bold to tell people that we are happy that even as a Yoruba, as Omo Ibadan, we can still develop products in other parts of people. We hardly say like they thought we are from Igbora. Whereas we are not from Igbora. Our own is just like create something that can attract people because like, tourism have software and hardware. The software is the activities that bring people to a destination. And Igbora, by the special grace of God, on a personal level without taking a dime from any state, local or federal government, we have promoted Igbora to more than 4 continents of the world, telling people that yes, we are the land of trains. And when we are talking about destination promotion, the people that made Osun Osogbo popular, they are not from Osogbo. You understand? So it's not going to be like, you have to be a balanced Nigeria. I can promote Port Harcourt. Why? Being Omo Ibadan. So it's not have to be like that tribalistic thing. We are all one. And we are all Yoruba people.
Okay, so individually, is there any tradition that they've told you, probably growing up, that Taye, do this, Taye, don't do that?
In our own case, in our own case, we don't have such. But people do talk about that.
There are some things that have.
Do this, Kehinde, do that. But in our own case, in our own scenario, we don't do that. There's no pre-information.
How about sharing of things, living together, going about together, sharing of things, and probably when you're feeling ill, like maybe when you're ill and the other person too is like, okay, I should not go and fall ill.
Currently, I'm under the weather.
Okay.
And, I've been treating that for over 3 days now.
Okay.
And we took the prescription together. But he's not under the weather. But I think last 2-3 years, he was the first one to first come under the weather.
Okay.
So I follow suit. We took the prescription together, and now I think I'm okay now.
So it's like a preventive measure.
Yes, because we subject ourselves to the same conditions.
Oh, okay.
What is doing Taiwo definitely might come to Kehinde. So Kehinde should be prepared not to get what is
coming. All right. So we still have our guests with us. Let's quickly go on this break, and we'll be right back.
Yes, it is true. They say the biggest adventure you can take in life is to live the life of your dreams. And that can be said for our guests today. We have been having a very insightful conversation with them. And yes, I have to ask, what are some of the challenges you face during your tourism expeditions?
That's challenges. They are always there. Like one of the germane challenges funding. Like money. It's cost a lot of things to move around. We were in Lagos last weekend for like just 3 days, and that cost about some millions of naira. So when we are not moving, I put a place of events that is money spilling, and that is why we have to say that we have to salute the courage of His Excellency Engineer Oluwaseyi Makinde for throwing the state's weight behind the World Twins Festival, and also to encourage tourism in the state. And like now that the state governor has embraced tourism by creating separate ministry for culture and tourism. As like now, the consciousness is there now that the state government can fund tourism. Unlike some years ago that the states were not looking towards that direction, and you say and that's kudos, because the basic thing about traveling around is you have to have some fund. And that's fun because promotion, this part of the world, we are not really doing much in tourism promotion, destination promotion. We are not doing much because we can see countries like South Africa. South Africa has an office in Nigeria to promote South Africa. They have South African tourism in Nigeria. Wow. So and they are spending thousands of, even millions of dollars. South Africa will take us from Ibadan to South Africa to go and experience South Africa. They'll give us flights, accommodation, feeding, just for you to come and tell the story. So, but we are not doing that part here. So in Nigeria, it takes a lot of people, the struggling of private sectors to pull in their scarce resources to promote destination. That is why most of our destinations are not doing well. So I think most of the challenges is government support for projects that are tourism related. But now that even the federal government has created separate ministry for tourism, and now your state government has also created separate ministry for culture and tourism, and I think the narratives is changing now.
What about some other factors like language? Like you said, you went to China.
Language is not really a barrier to us. When we're in China, we had the translator. Anywhere we go, but she will say, we are very tall, and the Chinese are very small. Even our translator, she will like, trying to tell us that you people are too tall. So she translates to us in English, for us to understand the language in which they are passing across to us. And it was very, very interesting. When you go school now, for you to understand English, you can move anywhere.
Exactly. That does not pique your interest in learning other languages.
We're mostly because we don't stay long in this destination. Most of the time we do 10 days, 5 days, and stuff like that. So, but it's not a bad idea to learn other languages.
German.
But one of the best languages, Yoruba.
Speak Yoruba. Anywhere we go, we speak Yoruba. So because the way you speak Yoruba, when you are just like they are also speaking their own language.
Exactly.
We are communicating with each other. If we're in a gathering, maybe we are outside the country, and me and Taiwo want to gist ourselves, that secret gist.
Exactly.
We speak to ourselves in Yoruba language. The conk one that even nobody will try to understand what we're trying to say. So we communicate to each other.
And that also gives interest for people to come out. They want to learn that Yoruba language because they know you're not speaking English and what are you. So if I'm curious to listen to what you're saying in your own language, then definitely you should. So that's like where the exchange should come from.
Okay. Aside the language thing that you people speak when you're there, non-verbal cues, like what is that peculiar one that you both have that probably as you are even seated, you communicate with each other?
Body language.
Body language.
Like that the two of you understand.
If we are within crowd, if I'm calling him, I will call him without mentioning Kehinde and he will understand.
Wow.
I also signal to him a kind of.
We have our signals.
Telepathic.
Definitely, you will definitely know.
To pass across to him.
If it's within crowd, I will call him and nobody will understand But he will
And I
always
will know
listen.
that he's the only one
calling me.
Beautiful.
Without mentioning his name or anything. I will call
Beautiful.
him.
So on a lighter note, how do you celebrate your birthdays?
Maybe that's why we like Nigeria. 23-4.
Yes. It's Nigerian code.
23-4.
234.
234. Yeah. So they're like the last one we did. We used that to celebrate our 10 years in media broadcasting, and that's why we staged Ibadan Travel and Tourism Expo, and that's like every April we build another product for tourism to strive. Like people go to Lagos and Abuja to experience tourism expo.
So
but now we have brought it back down to Ibadan every 23rd, 22, 23 of April. So it will climax with our birthday, and we have a dinner to celebrate.
So what message do you have to a particular twin parent or a waiting twin parent? What message do you have to
Our
say?
message is for the waiting mothers that want to give back to twins. It's only God that gives. So God will give you. If you desire to have twins, you will have twins.
Okay.
And
So then for our colleagues that are also twin, don't be discouraged.
Yeah.
Just keep pushing. Like you don't know. We started like blah 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 blah, and it was going gradually. We have not gotten to where we are going yet, but we are still moving. Even crawling, we are still moving. So don't be discouraged. Love yourself. Cherish your union. Appreciate your parents, because it's not easy. It tests the fertility of a man to give birth to a twins. You are man enough to give birth to twins. Other men, I can't say, but if you are man enough, you have to give birth to twins. So
I pray you actually give birth to twins.
Amen. But like the unique
so that you will be man.
Exactly.
Okay. So we encourage our people also, like to show love to twins. Like you don't have to wait for twins to beg before you give them things. Like appreciate twins. Like it's not easy to take care of two at a go.
Exactly.
When people are talking of X, you are
Same
talking of 2X, because you are paying the school fees the same time, you are paying, you are eating the same time, you are buying clothes the same time. Everything is two. So, and on the lighter, will let us appreciate the chairman of
the management of BCS,
our own mother,
Chief
Mrs.
Olaidotun. We celebrate
so much.
Thank you so much for support.
She always encourages us, and she gives us full support anytime.
All our events, BCS has always been a partner.
Supporting. So like this is like second home to us.
Second home.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
It's really a pleasure having you on set today, Mr. Taiwo OGUNTOYE and Mr. Kehinde OGUNTOYE. Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
And we pray that you give birth to twins.
Yes.
And you also pray that you give birth to twins. The mid-morning show continues right after this break.
But I had promised not to until after our marriage. I know you wait because you love me.
I love you.
I love you.
I'll wait.
This thing they call love, no serious affair. Make you think well before you agree. I beg you, if you not like, you plan I'm well. Oh yes, man. If you love me, you will wait for me. your front. Take your time, oh, make you no spoil 'em. If you make children, are you ready to care? If you love life, you go plan away. You dey hear me, so if you love me, you go wait for me. Having babies, no be joke. Oh. You go feed them, you go give them love too. If you never ready to carry the load, oh, why put down for another person head? Let children they say, insurance for old age. Papa said make we marry, Mama said make we born. Oh, let children they, but no food to eat, oh my friend. This kind of life, my so wahala. If you love me, wait for me. Happy parents, make happy children, happy family, that's my happy country. Oh. Make you plan well, enjoy your life. Oh, if you love me, you go plan with me.
And yes, we are down to the entertainment segment of this mid-morning show. But before we kickstart, the song we just played was by Onyeka Oweno. She died in the early hours of this morning. She was a singer, songwriter, and a modern R&B singer. We hope she rests in peace.
That's a sad one to the entertainment industry, and we hope that the Lord grant repose of our soul.
And may our family be able to bear the fortitude of this loss. Okay, down to the top 5 Niger videos. On number 5, we have Double by Kiss Daniel. It is new on the chart.
Of course, that's a beautiful one from Kiss Daniel. Moving down to number 4, we have Lagos by Sheyi Vibes, and it is also new on the chart.
Many things they happen inside Lagos. Many shorties they for Lagos. Many things saw before I famous. Many problems and chaos. Multi-billionaire, not my neighbor. But I know they ask for favors. People wake you James, kill Jacobs. See, I see they go, God save us. Soldier man, where I be there. I be down for soldier wife. Soldier wife, don't get you better. Double wala for I be here. They don't find a Bobby, come house. They don't carry a Bobby go. We never see a Bobby for 3 days. They miss the